Greetings, fellow slingers, and welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. This is your trusted Dungeon Master, Brian, bringing you once again another episode of Riders on the Storm. But before we begin, I want to reach out and say hi to Jay the Tavern Bar for writing into the show. Hey, Jay, thanks a lot, man. I really hope you're enjoying this show. And for those of you that have recently just found us and you want to get caught up on some of the backlogs, just head on over to rollthehard20podcast.com and you can see all of our archives of all of our past episodes. We can also be found on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play. And when you reach out to us on our social media, I will go ahead and give you a shout out. Now, on to episode 34 of Riders on the Storm. There's no I and I in teamwork.
Okay, I can do it for you.
Okay, ready? Go.
Welcome to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. I am your trusted Hard Slinger, Jessica, here to bring you the game.
Well, I like it. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, this is good.
Riders on the Storm, episode 34. And here we are down here in the Chrono Temple beneath the domicile, the Seeker's Foundation. So before you guys, you see the new
Warden.
I'm going to edit this part out anyways.
Demon guy.
Who's your warden? Before you guys, you see the new Warden of the Seekers. His name is Brambus. And he explains to you that this room is a Chrono Temple. Now, Ruby, you had asked something about that right before we left last session.
I asked about it.
You did? What'd you ask?
I did. That was a whole session ago,
That was.
and I don't have my book. I'm a few episodes behind. God,
You had.
I don't remember.
Actually, be a few episodes behind you.
Oh,
In the
wow.
last one.
I know, but that was kind of a blur.
Well, that's all. You had asked the warden, what is a Chrono Temple?
Okay, I implied that.
Right. So he stands up from his
Perfect.
regal chair, and you see, as he starts getting closer to your group, that he has a large scar down the right side of his face, and in his right hand he has this, like a war hammer, but the handle of the hammer has been broken to the point where it's probably about not even 14 inches long, but the head of this hammer is in pristine condition, and you could tell that it's probably seen quite a bit of action in its day. He looks at you, Ruby, and he says, "You see before you one of the few remaining chrono vortices. Most have been destroyed intentionally because the power it represents is far too dangerous to allow it to fall into the wrong hands. But they are a necessity." Now you could see as these flares burst out of this swirling mist in the center of this edifice. I had explained to you that you were able to see in those blasts mountains, and you saw like a moon just jam across the sky as though it was like a time lapsed.
Does the structure look familiar, like the one that we've seen back in ASL's Rest? Is it similar to that one? The one that the people were tied up to, or
That was in the Temple of Grumon.
Grumon? Sorry.
It looks very similar to it. It's obviously it's not the same one because this looks like it's been here forever, but it's darn near identical,
Has
except for without the
Edinger
bodies.
noticed it?
God fucking damn it. That dude is dead.
Not Edinger, sorry.
Every time. I'm sure Edinger noticed it as he was being skinned alive some 1,500 miles away.
I know, wasn't
I'm
Edinger
so
killed
tired.
off like 2 months
Let
ago?
me
Yeah.
try this again.
He was on the pillar,
He's not
though.
even in this season.
I figured if I said it with confidence, so I would respond.
No,
let
I
me try
understood
this
what you were
again.
saying.
God, I want to call you Fallon now.
Jesus. It's not even...
Does it? Okay, no, actually. Does Eldon actually recognize these? I would like to turn to him and
Do I recognize these?
and ask
What
Eldon.
the bursts that are
No,
coming
the
up?
structure that's containing the bursts and
I mean, I probably recognize that it's similar to what I saw at the Temple of Grumman. I don't know if I would know anything more than that.
No, because it wasn't familiar
I'm putting this
when you
dice
were
down.
at ASL's rest. ASL's rest, you wouldn't have seen it there,
Got it.
so it wouldn't make a connection. It just happened to be they were both on the same island.
guys, I think this is the same thing we saw at Grumman's temple. You know, when I
Looks
think
like it. You were at
know.
the Temple of Grumman, were you?
we were.
That would mean that you have recovered the Soul Crucible.
Well, not necessarily.
If you really do have it, do you plan on using it to save Tobin's life?
But would it actually save Tobin's life, or would it just replace it?
From my understanding of it, it will merely just introduce a soul into his husk.
So it's not Tobin anymore. So we're not saving Tobin.
To be very honest with you, his life or death or health or whatever means very little to me.
I don't think
The boy
it's
is
wise.
doomed as it is. In fact, you as a group were probably doomed when you first set out on this expedition.
That became apparent. Real quick.
And you, Paladin, I noticed that you were looking into the swirl of the vortice as well.
Yeah, it's hard to look away from something so powerful.
But what you're viewing are glimpses of the ages of lost omens. Time that can be altered. You see the plasma in the chrono vortex permits the singular viewer to observe the flow of time both forwards and backwards along their bloodline.
When you say altered, how so?
Well, back in the day, powerful sorcerers. Sorcerers? Word, motherfucker.
Oh boy.
Sorcerers, motherfucker.
Back in the day, powerful sorcerers of the ages past used to use these chrono vortices to go back in time, and some of them were doing reputable work and others not so reputable, while even others were going back and saving loved ones who did not perish by natural causes. The Chrono Temple, it is a dangerous weapon, and we right now are unable to harness its power, but we can glimpse into it.
What, just out of curiosity, what do you think is limiting you?
I am not a master of the arcane arts. I am a soldier. And he holds up his hammer, so as like to drive the point across. I am best suited commanding on the field. I've never been one for studying books, and that is what we require. We require somebody of a strong intellect that would understand the intricacies of these swirls that you see before us.
Unfortunately,
So-
we're not your people.
You're searching for someone to understand that? Oh, I'm pretty damn book smart. I'm proficient in Arcana.
Yes, you are. Tell me, young halfling, what is it you see when you look into the
Temple of Doom.
flares?
I see like a time lapse. I see mountains, but then they just roll over, and then I see the moon in the sky, and then it's day, but it...
Look closer. And he motions towards his guards to move away that are guarding the edifice itself. So they kind of move off to the side. And
I'll move closer as well.
as you look in deeper, once again you see these dark mountains, and you see a moon traversing the sky very rapidly. And you see the silhouette of small people toiling the earth in chains.
I see what looks like people being taken off. They're chained, and it doesn't look good.
Well, what you see is something from your bloodline. To prove my point, you, Paladin, would you care to take a gander inside there?
Sure, who can really see? Is it simply myself, or would everyone be able to see?
Only you.
All right, I'll walk over and I'll go take a
Yeah, I'm
gander.
definitely hanging back. I'm not going anywhere near that.
I look up at Eldon and I say, careful. It shows things you don't want to remember.
The weekend
worry,
in
Ruby.
Tijuana.
The things I don't want to remember, I unfortunately haven't forgotten.
I'll move aside to let him look.
No, little one, you don't need to move. You won't witness what he sees.
I don't even want to look at the flames anymore.
So as you turn away, Eldon, you look inside, and perspiration starts to break out on you, and you see a stronghold before you with a sigil you've seen before, a recent sigil. You see the light of the Order of Marcel. And as you watch a battle unfold before you, your breath is taken from you as you feel for the second time a blade enter your back. From where you stand, looking into the chronoplasm, you see an engraving on the pommel of the sword. It looks like a sun whose bright light is shattering a planet beneath it.
As I see this, I want to move closer and closer to the center of the Chrono Temple.
Okay, you actually see that the flares and the bursts start to ebb away from you. Mm-hmm. Like it won't let you get near it. It's almost like as though a bubble of air around you is pushing it away.
Okay, so as soon as I meet resistance, I'm going to try, probably futilely, to reach out into it.
And it's just like you're wearing a glove where your hand is unable to touch it. It just seems to go around your hands, but it doesn't have any mass. You can't grab it. You can't contain it. It's like water and oil.
I turn back and I'm looking at him in awe.
You see him as he's reaching his hand in. You could see he's trying to manipulate the flare or trying to grab it in some way, but he's just unable to do so.
Eldon, what are you trying to do?
Okay, at that point, I'll snap out of it and I'll reach back. I was just trying to get a better view of what I saw there. It showed me something that I've seen before. I was just hoping to see if I could hopefully get a better angle of it.
What about you, half-orc? Would you care to take a visage?
I have no intention to look
With your one eye?
with my one eye.
I
Can you
don't-
bring that up?
I don't want to see the world with two eyes again.
Maybe you should try to take a look with your other eye.
With my blank eye socket?
Yeah, maybe you'll, maybe you don't need actual vision to see. It's one of those magical things. When you look in, do you see yourself with both eyes?
No. I do not want to see in your sorcery.
Oh, it's not mine, barbarian. That is merely something from your own bloodline, either from you or a descendant or an ancestor, from somewhere in the time past or in the time future that has yet to be created or to be manipulated.
What difference does it make? Time has passed. They're gone.
That is true. I have looked in there myself, and I've seen my descendants, I've seen my lineage ended in the future. It shows me that my line ends. And I worry for my own young children. I think that if Tobin was my son, what would I do at this point, knowing what I've seen? Or should I go back further in time and fix a chance in the past that may have altered something in the future where my lineage will continue on? And that is where I hang myself up on.
But as a warrior, you know the outcome of war, you can't change it. What's happen's happened.
And that is where you're wrong, barbarian, because it can be changed.
But what about fate? If we're destined to go a certain way, nothing you can do can change that.
Well, if you have faith in yourself, then you can change your own destiny. Because if you believe that you can alter something, then you contain within you that ability.
I think that's a fool's man talking.
I have been called that many times, and I don't deny it. But when you look down at the sunset of your own line, then it is a choice for you yourself to make. What of you, Ranger?
I'll go take a peek.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah, why not?
Throw caution to the wind.
Eldon, do you give him some room in there?
Yeah, I'll let him in now that I can't get a better view.
Ratala.
Ratala.
The spicy rough as love.
Let me have another drink here.
That's gonna help.
Vratislav, as you maneuver between your two comrades, Eldon and Ruby, they part and give you access to the edifice. And you look into the swirling plasma, and you start to breathe really heavy. You look around and you see a battle raging all about you. The night sky is red with flames and blood, and I need you to make a con save right now.
Fun. Which dice that one? 17.
Nice.
Very good. You slowly calm your breathing, and you're able to control yourself once again. As your vision moves from side to side, you do your best to see through the thick smoke, when to your surprise, a figure with its back to you suddenly appears right in front of you. Without hesitation, you level your sword for a charging attack and run your opponent through. You feel the spine break and organs burst as the tip of your sword of Marcel goes completely through. From outside the chrono vortex, you see that you have just killed Eldon Gelmain somewhere in time.
Oh, this is going to be awkward now.
What did you see, Ranger?
Saw this battle raging all around me. I was in the thick of it. I appeared to be on the victorious side.
You should know that nothing that you see in there is set in stone. It can tell you an outcome of something. It can suggest a way that things may be altered. Or it may just be something of a desire that you hope to unfurl or to suppress.
Have you ever been able to prove that theory?
We have. That is why we've set about to destroy most of the Chrono Temples.
I would like to look into it again because it seems that I looked into the past.
Very well.
And I'd like to try to see into the future.
As you look into the swirl one more time, you see the dark mountains that you once saw before, only now they are completely blackened. There's not a tree standing on the hill. There's not a person working the fields. There's nothing, just complete desolation. You see large dragons flying in the sky, rummaging about. And as you look around, you notice that you go to bring your hand towards your brow, and your hand is just very rough, almost as though it's done a lot of work of some type. And as you begin to look over your body, you notice that you're in some type of a warrior type leather. At your side is a flail, and you get a sense of empowerment, almost as though it's coming from your very soul itself. Just this empowerment, and you start to feel enraged while you stand there and look into the vortice.
I stand a little bit taller because usually Ruby is a bit timid, so it's a little bit slouched. So she stands a little bit taller, feeling the strength, and doesn't really know what to make of it, but definitely likes the feeling.
I have seen it's made an impression upon you, young halfling.
I guess I see a potential future.
And keep it close to your heart. We don't need to know. Well, as I had stated before, it's of little concern whether the boy lives or dies to me. After all, if the boy's soul is gone, his death is assured. The shadow of malignancy that has been set in motion by Claybold and those he serves will forever enshroud this land, leaving it changed, most likely for the worst. Whatever Claybold wanted with the Soul Crucible, the artifact itself is only a piece of the puzzle, a part of a larger mechanism. Claybold seemed to pull a lot of strings. We need to find out who or what was pulling his strings. And that is why I need you. Will you do this for us? Will you go to the prison of the Hidden Hand and procure Lathan for us?
You said other strings. Who else do you think he's got involved?
Well, we know for a fact that he has been working with the Free Traders conglomerate. But we don't know if that is the extent of his multi-cross. We know that he is a very deceitful person. From my understanding, it's even possible that he was the one that sent the Free Traders to the Island of the Damned to confront you for the Soul Crucible.
How do we know if the inside's not corrupt himself? If Claybold had extensions and strings everywhere, how can we not say he had other extensions to other chapters?
Well, we do know this. Right now, this domicile is under my control. Anybody that was of the Seekers Foundation that was here at the time has been forever removed, with the exception of Dino. And I have cleared him myself. He's a good boy.
There it is.
There it is. I, too, have been impressed with Dino's work.
He sits so well.
He's
a good lad.
Very well trained.
We get that rolling over down too.
I don't know what else to offer you other than to say that the ranks of the Seekers Foundation are not as strong as they should be. And I can grant you a field commission and make you agents. And there are many benefits, but they may not be known to outsiders.
Oh.
I think by being agents for the Seekers Foundation, it will be able to grant you access to certain places that you may not be able to be granted otherwise. But it may also make you a target for people that see us as enemies.
And if we stay independent?
Miss Independent? I think having the protection of the name, looking at the group, would be beneficial.
Well,
Wait, are we all huddled up at this point?
we don't have to be huddled up.
I say it out loud. I don't care if he listens or not. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that really gives two shits.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some protection and benefits, but there's also the target. So you have to weigh both.
But I think we're a target on our own. I
Why?
mean, have you looked at him? And I point towards
Rafa?
eyeball over here.
Yeah.
Eyeless, I guess I
We're
should
not
say.
the most, inconspicuous group going around, so it would help to have, the weight of a badge behind whatever shenanigans we do.
I think we've proven after the Island of the Dam that we can handle a lot of things.
Up to level 4 things, yes.
My tummy needs to handle some in and out right now.
That must be one of the serpent beasts that have managed to survive slightly.
Well, definitely having a force would help.
Is this like an AARP card? To just like show it at the bar and get free food?
If we're at the right place, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
There is benefits.
If the symbol is discreet, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And if it's at the wrong
unless
place, it might
unless
be
you're like tattooing my face.
might be a
then
short
that's
rope with a
different.
long fall.
Yeah,
Or a long drop.
I prefer the coin type of symbol. It's like, hey, I got this Seeker's coin. We'll undertake your mission, and it looks like we'll become your agents for now, so to speak. But I'll leave the negotiation to Rothslav, and he can do it here publicly.
In front of all.
I would like also, while Rothslav is negotiating, I would like to walk around the temple a little bit more if there's anything to discover. Do they have a library? Do they have
Okay, as you're walking around the temple,
Yes.
one of the guards follows you to escort you, just to make sure you don't disturb anything. So as you're walking around, I'll get to that in a minute. Vratislav, as you're going to go and make a, what do you want to do?
Well, I will just walk up to the warden, and it seems the whole party here, we are interested in becoming agents of the Seekers Foundation. Now, being independent contractors, we're not used to working necessarily for someone and representing them.
Are you used to working together?
We are used to working together. What I'm trying to get at is how will we be marked so that people will know we're members of the Seekers Foundation, and what are you expecting from us as far as conduct?
Well, you'll conduct yourself in the manner fit for any Seekers Foundation member. We do our best to accumulate items that have been lost or misplaced somewhere in time. We look out for our fellow agents, and we try to avoid aggressive conflict unless it is initiated.
That last one's a problem.
Describe initiated.
Roll, motherfucker!
If they gave me the look, is that okay?
Yeah. What if we give a signal? What if we nod at Rafu?
We didn't mean to, but Rafa just kind of like...
So, Ruby, you're walking around the area, and you notice that there are large, ornate dragon skulls adorning the walls all around this large room. It's, I think I described it before, it's probably easily 150 feet by 50 feet. You see an old, broken, dilapidated marble table with chairs, but nobody's sitting at the chairs. Obviously, all the guards are nestled next to all these cracked pillars and stuff. You get the sense that there has been zero upkeep to this, but it looks intentional.
Intentional dirtiness?
It's not dirty. It's just things are broken.
Intentionally broken?
Well, like nobody's bothered to repair them.
Intentional negligence.
Okay, I get it. Okay, thank you.
You get the feeling like if maybe it adds character to whatever is there kind of feeling, you know?
Oh, it's just... They're like, oh, the broken chair looks cool that way. Leave it?
No. But that's okay.
I'm not getting it.
All right, that's okay.
I'm not getting it.
Let's move on.
Very well. So, if there'll be no other questions, I would give a suggestion. There's only one way that I suggest you could get to where you need to be without being held by the inquiring methods of the Northern Militia. And that way is west through the Harrowfin Wilds. There's a swamp that circumvents the checkpoints on that side. And with all the spies coming to town, secrecy is of the utmost importance. I recommend that you leave through one of the less traveled gates when you exit Scandea.
I think that very wise.
Did you tell us how we will be able to present ourselves as agents to others?
When you leave, see the proctor over there, and he'll give you a medallion each. It's not to be spent, and that medallion will denote you as agents of the Seekers Foundation.
Okay.
Along with those medallions, is there any chance I could get some arrows?
Or an
And
eyeball?
a longbow, by any chance?
Well, I'm sure that we could find something of use for you, barbarian. Are you sure you won't want to gaze into a possible past or future?
You already said it yourself. It's not concrete. It's
That
not
is true.
What's happened's happened.
Very well. So he sits back down, motions to one of his guards who comes over, and he begins to conduct his business again, as usual. You're still here. Please be gone.
Oh, I start to exit.
I make my way out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, as you guys exit, the head proctor sees you guys, and he's obviously overheard everything that was said because the room has great acoustics. And he hands each one of you a medallion. And it's almost like a platinum coin that hasn't been minted properly. It's very crude looking. It doesn't have a complete uniform circumference to it. It's almost like a molten ingot just got dropped, and then that's how it cooled. But it's very light in your hand. And he hands it to you guys, and he says, "All right, good luck on your mission."
About those arrows.
For the love of fuck, give this fucking green back some arrows. So that one of the guards walks up to you and gives you his quiver of arrows and the bow.
You beat me to it. Hey, I like that bow. That's my size. I'll take that.
So he hands you his bow, and you got 20 arrows in the quiver as well.
Well, thank you.
Good luck with that one-eyed.
Still in melee, right?
I didn't say it.
And I go into a rage.
He backs up a little bit.
Target practice time, dude.
So you guys exit the room. You guys go back up the spiral stairs. The panel slides. Those guards give you back all of your weapons again that were in the weapons room. And as you guys exit out of the domicile, you see that it's probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now.
I mean, we entered into the wreck of the Seekers Foundation, right? Or no, this is a different place.
No, you're in the domicile of the
Yeah.
Seekers Foundation.
No, you're
Yeah.
saying
So-
like as we're leaving, looking out, it's roughly 4 p.m.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Does anyone know all the gates in the city? I can't remember them all.
No,
No.
not a single one.
You just want to go west, somewhere towards the west.
Well,
'Cause
maybe
it's-
we should spend a night here and get out early tomorrow morning.
I think we can leave now.
I think we leave now. It's 4 o'clock, or at least kill an hour. Darkness will help. Even though I can't see in the dark, but the dimmer light, the more we could sneak.
I guess I'm a little uneasy about traveling at this time of night, but I do agree that it's dangerous here for us to stay.
Cover of
Catch-22.
darkness.
So I guess we just start heading west
Yes.
from the Seekers Foundation through the
We're getting
city.
Lathan, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys are heading towards Vendergrene.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the north, in North Lexford. But he advised you to go west
And
to
up.
circumvent the main traveled roads and stuff. Unfortunately, it takes you guys through a swamp.
The Harrowfin Wilds.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm glad somebody paid
You're
attention.
taking more notes.
I like
Taking
that.
more
I like
notes
that.
today.
So as
I
you
only
guys-
have one doubloon. I need to start getting some more back.
I know. This guy, he's a great role player. I want to get him another one. So,
Do you know what else you could get him? A beer.
all right. Can I get you a beer too?
Yeah, please.
Was that a cue to get yourself a beer?
Kind of. It was kind of a setup.
Well,
No,
about
you
to
just
switch maps
No, you
anyway.
have to wait till he's there. He's like, while you're there,
That's north.
North. Well, I get
Oh, I
that.
thought that was our Seekers Foundation.
It's 8:05.
So as you guys start heading towards the west through town, you notice that this part of the town is very quiet. There's not a lot of people. Obviously, after the attack of the serpent beasts upon Scandea, most people, if they've survived, they've either done their best to board up their houses and stay off the walkways and out of the streets and stuff. They're just very scared people at this point. So you don't see any pedestrian traffic at all. As you start moving, you see one of the main walls that kind of encapsule Scandea, and you just kind of visually follow it till you see a couple parapets, and you could almost guess that that's the exit out of the town. And as you draw closer, you notice it starts to get very, very quiet.
can I make a perception check to see as to why it's quiet?
Sure.
They're probably guarding the
There's an
exit.
absence of life.
15.
15. You don't hear anything. You don't even hear like birds or crickets.
I would like to
or
try.
anything like that.
This is
Okay.
very weird.
Don't have a good feeling.
Oh, no, nothing.
Nothing.
I might as well try for it too. 20.
20. Yes. You don't hear anything, but you actually do see what appears to be somebody that is laying on the ground right there.
It's a trap.
My keen ranger eyes. You spot a
Nice.
booby trap.
Since it's quiet, I'm gonna
You
walk
can
with
you can tell
hand on my
Ranger.
sword.
You can tell Ranger that from that distance that person looks dead. I mean, you've seen death before through your whole career, and that guy's dead. And as you scan around, you notice that in the courtyard there are several other dead people. From where you're able to see, you could see at least 4 that are dead, and they are all wearing town militia uniforms.
Do they look fresh?
Well, I would say, do they look like they've been sitting out all day long? Because it's been a while now, so did they cook off in the sun for a little bit?
Go and make
Well, it should
a
be nice.
perception check, like a
Investigation.
investigation. Thank you.
How about survival?
No. Thanks for playing.
How about
with that.
something I'm good at?
10.
10. You can't tell how long they've been dead for. Certainly not at the distance that you're looking at them at.
What do you see up
I
there?
can't tell how dead they've been.
All right.
But they are dead.
They appear to
But I
be
can
dead.
guarantee they are dead.
I don't know how dead they are.
All right. Well,
Did you say you want them dead? Oh, sorry.
What do you guys?
rage and attack the corpse.
What are you guys looking at? What do you see up there? And I would like to push my way.
Rostislav found some dead bodies up ahead. Rafu, I'd suggest you draw your weapon.
Oh
and then
my
I'll draw my
gosh.
sword.
Who could have done this? I mean, going after the Seekers Foundation is one thing, but innocent town people?
They're the militia.
I mean, the place was attacked by drakes. I'm pretty sure they don't differentiate between targets.
Did you pull your sword out, you said, Ellen?
Yeah. I'm gonna look
I have
very
my-
incriminating.
My axe at the ready as well.
You
I
hear-
don't like
You
this
hear
at
an
all.
echo of a voice. You don't have to do that. There's no reason to be drawing your sword there, my friend.
Oh, it's that guy.
Hey, man.
And you see him kind of come out, and he looks very much like the guy, the mechanical entity that you saw back at the Loose Leg Tavern.
His number was 411, right?
T-Rex
it's not
411.
411.
Oh no, it's 114.
114.
Tom Rex 114.
Hey, I'll give you the 411.
See all the
And you see that he
I had all
longer
the numbers right.
he's no longer wearing that hat that covered his face, and you see his eyes are glowing blue. They have like blue rings, and
He might be a good guy then.
you don't need to be doing that. You put your sword away, my friend.
What's happened here?
Well, these kind men thought it best if I was not here, and I go where I want to go.
So you're saying you killed them?
I did kill them, yes.
Where do you intend to go now?
I'm going to wait right here. You see, it has come to my attention that you are going someplace to the north, no?
Maybe.
Well,
No, we were going to head west.
yeah, it would be a terrible decision to go west.
Oh, see, I'm bad with directions.
I thought we were just taking a brisk walk.
You see him kind of raise up this metallic hand and feebly scratch at his jaw, almost a human gesture, and he's just like, that would be funny because I believe that my information says that you are going to go to the prison of the hidden hand.
That'd be incorrect. We
Oh, well,
intend
then
to
there-
investigate a swamp.
Oh, I guess I are a bit confused.
Well, you're welcome to come with us.
That is not my place, no.
Where do both of you get your information from, if you don't mind me asking?
I are not allowed. We are not at liberty to tell something like you.
Something like you.
But at least one of you feel entailed to tell us.
I are very quiet about the information that I received.
This is the conversation between Rafu and this guy. I just feel like I'm just going to spin in circles.
Okay, I'm gonna put my sword away as I walk towards them, but I'm not gonna take my hand off it.
And
Okay.
I will walk 5 feet behind.
I'll walk along with Eldon.
Okay, so
Guess we all trail
where are you guys
along
moving?
I guess, yeah, just as a group, we're just walking toward 114.
cautiously.
Okay. Come closer, please.
114. Why are you so concerned with people going to the hidden hand?
You are not familiar with what I do, are you?
No, not at all. Could you enlighten me?
Of course. We have been known to be rather ruthless, I have been. We are what you call bounty hunters. And at that, the door to the building right beside you opens up. And at the same time, his eyes change from blue to red.
Now he's a bad guy.
All right, now we draw.
Roll for initiative.
Oh, God. Time for me to change
Oh,
dice.
yeah. That was a good one.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, we twinsied.
Oh, I'm ahead of you. I have more decks.
Eldon,
9.
Vratislav,
1.
Ruby,
2.
Rafa,
5.
Oh my god!
We're going last.
well, it's all right. I rolled a 2 and a 1 myself.
Oh really?
Okay.
Does that mean I'm at the top?
Yeah.
You are?
Oh my goodness.
Show us how it's done.
Oh boy.
We weren't as prepared as you. So
That's
So,
true, I guess.
Eldon, you see this entity, this warforged bounty hunter in front of you. His eyes change from blue to red. At the same time, a counterpart of his comes out from a door from behind you. And you see his hand change and start to morph into a large blade. What are you going to do?
All right. 114. I really wished we could have been friends. And then I'm going to use my bonus action for my paladin ability.
I will pray for your corpse, my friend.
What is it? Enmity. Whenever I attack someone that I have a vow of enmity on, I have advantage on the roll. And then I am going to attack him with my longsword.
Good thing you have advantage.
Yeah. 22 to hit.
That hits.
All right, and I rolled max damage, so 13 points of damage.
Yeah.
Rafu.
Oh, next. Staring that. Sorry. Looking into 411's eyes, changing
No,
colors.
no, no. It's 114.
114.
Don't make the same mistake I
Okay,
did.
114 is in front of you.
Seeing his eyes change.
Wait, no.
No.
That's Rafu.
I'm back here.
The other guy is... The new guy is behind Rafu.
Yeah.
I sense the guy that's behind me, and I'll swing around. Is he, is there a space between us, or is he right next to me?
He is right next to you.
Then I'm going to rage and attack recklessly.
Oh, yes.
And that is... Sorry, 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
That's a big
Yeah.
number. That's a big number.
That's a big number.
That's a big number. That's fair.
And 10 points of damage. And I'm using Balls' Great Axe.
Okay. So you added the 1 to that, right?
Correct.
Okay. Ruby, from where you are, you see this battle begin to unfold, and you feel this anger and this aggression begin to enter you. You just feel just this angst as you begin to start going into a rage.
Puberty, man.
just seeing the dead people and being stopped here and just everything that we've been through, she just feels like she's overflowing. It's like a cup that's just overflowing, and the energy and rage is just taking over.
What do you do, sit down or what? I feel this rage. I need a timeout.
She will like to point Eldritch Blast at 114 and use the repelling as well. And
Dude, did
Holy
that
crap.
repel your
You
D20?
should probably
There's a
have
reason why you have a
dice
tray.
I just
Okay,
like,
so
It was
I think
repelled.
throwing dice works a little better for me.
You mean throwing them anywhere?
Just anywhere.
Fuck it as it lands.
Fuera de control.
It landed nicely, so I'm probably gonna hit with an 18 on the die.
okay, that just hits.
Oh my god! Which one did you even roll?
That one.
I rolled for 4 points of damage, and it pushes him back 10 feet.
Okay. So he moves back 10 feet. The 114, right?
Yes, and takes 4 points of damage.
Okay. So 114 sees what's going on. By the way, they have a particular weapon. And he rushes forward and shoulder slams. Was that Eldon in front of me?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
17?
Misses.
Misses?
Oh.
So you manage to fend that off, and then you see him bring his sword down upon you.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck these dice.
Yeah.
Oh, I like him.
All right.
Yeah.
Vratislav.
Okay, I'm going to pull out one of my blue daggers and chuck it at 114. And as my bonus action, I'll also put Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay.
That is 23 to hit,
That'll hit.
11 points of damage.
Tonrex 992 sees you, Rafu. And he brings his blade up and attacks you once. And misses. Fuck that die too. And again with a fucking 1.
System malfunction. 992.
Okay, he now needs to make
He meow.
meow. Meow needs to
Spot
make
you?
it.
Oh,
God.
As you
Bouncing
you
around.
physically took out our characters
To roll
and
a 20.
rolled a
and
20.
20. So I think that's interference.
Okay, so he saves his deck save.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
Does he? I think he'll like kicks us in the meantime too.
Eldon.
Oh, man. 114, do we perchance know your benefactors?
It remains silent.
All right. I swing at him for his silence.
Dare you be silent?
19 on the die? I mean, 19 total.
Yes.
Okay. 8 points of damage.
Rafu.
Rafu's going to continue attacking Tomrax
992.
992.
Yep.
9-2.
You said,
Oh.
you said 992? Or is it just 92?
It's just 9-2.
Oh, 92.
Jesus
I put
Christ.
We
992.
can't have 3 numbers and then not have 3 numbers.
I know. Anyways,
You can't.
Yeah,
Well-
you can.
Well,
They're
I mean,
siblings. They're close. They're
Nine-
only off by like what 20, 18 numbers, something like that.
yeah, I mean, hey, man, they could make
22
1,000 of them.
numbers?
that's 16 to hit.
That misses.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, damn it.
I like that
Ruby.
you're like looking at your sheet trying to find more
I
math.
know. I was like, maybe
Is there any other-
I can plug in another number somewhere. Hold
I
on.
got other numbers on here.
Ruby.
Is Ruby still feeling? Ruby's still feeling
She
the
still
rage.
feels this rage. And you hear, like, in your mind, let it go, Ruby. Use the aggression.
She hears that and a little bit of confusion, but the rage is just taking over. It's becoming blinding, and she lets it take over.
Okay.
And then while she does, hearing Rafu struggle with 2 digits over here.
9-2.
2 digits.
2 digits.
Struggling with his
Speaking of-
IQ.
Wait, Ruby, are you standing right next to me?
Jason.
Like Jason.
Oh,
yes.
Jason.
Yeah.
She would like to shoot him with an Eldritch repelling blast as
Okay.
well. In the tray. That'd be a 20-something hit
That'll hit.
for 3 whole points of damage and 10 feet been pushed back.
Ooh-wee. So he moves back 10 feet.
I'm waiting for Ruby to like lose her mind and then start
Attack of
making strength
opportunity?
attacks.
Just start punching.
And see what happens, really.
So 114 has 2 targets in front of him. 1, 2, 3.
Oh no,
forward.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was like,
No, you rolled
he was-
him.
yeah,
you
you-
rolled him
oh,
into
yeah.
that.
don't bully me into your game.
Well, lucky you, Eldon.
I mean, you could have moved, but
He
I
raised-
don't want you to.
I threw a dagger on purpose so I didn't have to.
He
move
raises
there.
up his mechanical bladed arm and swings it down once on you. Fuck. Swings it down again. Come on, die. Yeah! 20. Back that shit up. Oh, it's cracked.
No.
Yeah, it totally was. It looked like an 18. What
Okay,
did
fine.
you see?
Roll one
I
and see,
saw
like, yeah.
four.
I saw.
I saw an
four.
18
I saw
from over
Just
here.
roll again, man.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
That was a 4.
No, it wasn't. So
It's
it
fine.
does not.
It's
I
fine.
re-rolled the die.
For those at home, he just rolls behind a screen and just tells us what it is.
That's right. So the first attack is 13 points.
Okay.
The second one is 8 points.
Ugh.
And you take 1 point of electrical damage.
Okay.
Vratislav, you just see this thing goes ape shit on your comrade, and with his final swipe actually blazes him with some kind of a discharge of energy. What are you going to do?
I will charge at him and take a swing at 114 and miss.
Shit.
But hey, buddy.
Yeah. Hello, friend.
92 looks at you, Rafu, and runs forward 10 feet and shoulder slams into you for another 20. So you need to make a dex save. I'm sorry, strength save. That should be good for you.
Yeah, dude, you got this.
Should be good.
Yeah!
That was
horrible.
Oh, God.
No,
My ears.
I don't know. That was cocked. If you could re-roll the other
No
one, I think
way,
I think you could re-roll that.
That was a 19 for a millisecond that rolled
And then-
back to 1.
That is the worst freaking
That is so
Oh, I felt the
awesome.
California
It does a
earthquakes,
6 pass.
You know, take over.
I don't know, man. I think
A 1 is an automatic failure in any day and age. You take 8 points of damage as you are knocked down to the ground. And then while you're down on the ground, he strikes at you.
he has advantage.
Thank you.
Damn it, Kush.
Thank you, Kush.
But you also take half damage.
Oh, and
Oh, it was bludgeoning, right? You take half.
16 will probably miss, right?
Sorry, what was that?
16 hit.
16 hits.
Oh, thank God. For 1 point of damage. No, I'm sorry.
All right,
No, wait.
Stop rolling it on that crease.
No.
It keeps rolling back on you.
4 points of damage.
You gotta have it.
I know, right? Ah! Eldon,
All right.
shit is going sideways.
Reeling from the attack, I'm gonna compose myself and then come in and try to stab him upward. Hopefully, hit something vital. I don't
Yeah.
really know how many vital things are within a mechanical.
Well,
One of
just
those
hit
oil
the
pressure lines
motherboard.
or something.
Oh, I miss. But I don't crit fail. That's the most important thing.
Rafu, from the ground, you need to stand up, which is a move action. In fact, it's your full action, right? To stand up?
Half movement.
It's a half movement.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use the first 15 feet to stand up
Okay.
And then waste the other 15.
and then waste the other 15 to
Just
stand
swing away.
to stand my ground and attack recklessly.
I'd like to use 15 feet of movement to stand my ground.
I just make my legs go wider and
I
wider
take a
and
small
wider.
triangle to get back to where I was.
23 to hit.
originally.
That
I
hits.
dance around him. It's like human
For 12
whack-a-mole.
points of damage.
Thanks. Ruby.
Ruby seeing Rafu get hit so hard, and I know he came back standing, but just doesn't want to see her friends get hit. Just unleashes shatter. A few, let's see.
Or
it's-
healing.
Well, she's consumed with rage
Yeah,
right
that
now.
is the way you're going to
So
heal.
10-foot radius, so I would like it for just to hit 92.
Okay.
And that is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And he gets advantage on that.
Okay.
He's made of metal, right?
Yeah,
No,
so he
he
should
should
also
have
he should have disadvantage.
Then
It's a
cancel that.
middle. Yeah.
Oh, so just regular roll.
It should be a regular roll.
They have advantage on
Yes.
saving throws
So a
against
creature-
spells and other magic effects.
Yeah, and then but her spell gives advantage,
Gives
disadvantage.
disadvantage on anything made out of inorganic material.
So it
Oh.
should cancel out.
Metal,
So the
crystal,
question-
stone.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so-
if it was metal, or especially if they're wearing like plate armor, you just
Yeah.
shatter them.
15.
That passes.
Okay.
But still takes half. 5, 7, it's not a lot. 9, half of 9.
Rafu still looks
Damage
back
is
and
damage.
winks
And,
back at
yeah.
Ruby.
It is. Good job, Rube. 114 looks at you, Eldon, because you're still standing right in front of him.
I'm up there now too.
Oh, did
just
you
in
move?
ca- I did. I charged up at him. I just can't
that's right.
reach
when you
my
attack.
mini.
Okay. So now he has 2 targets in front of him. 1, 2, 3 for Eldon.
Damn
One for
it.
you, Vratislav. So he pulls his blade back and brings it down.
Oh my
God, fuck me.
20. Back that shit up.
That's
Okay, so he
hardcore
doesn't back
cheating.
that up.
Those dice are loaded.
The second attack misses. So it will take, what is it, 13 points and 4 points of electrical damage as it courses through. So 17 points.
Jesus fuck.
But it's your turn, Vratislav.
Oh, thank God. He only took away more than half my hit points.
He took away about half my hit points.
Okay, so I will swing back at him with my Ursel's long sword. And 22 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is
Yeah.
14 points of damage.
Yeah.
Take that. Not as much as he put out, but still.
9-2. Looks at you, Rafu, as you stand back up in front of him and attacks you again.
That's a cock.
That's cock.
That's
Are you
cock.
sure that qualifies, right?
And he's-
Yeah!
God damn it!
Loaded.
Another fucking
Loaded.
20.
I was gonna say you get advantage as well, but I don't think you can beat
Loaded
that.
dice.
Okay, so you take the max damage on that, which is 13,
Fucking TPK, man.
plus 4 points of electrical.
Half the 13.
Okay,
Before you take all of them.
and he will attack again, and I think that'll hit. 18.
18 will hit.
Okay. For 4 points. Eldon.
Marcel.
So
I keep saying Jesus. I gotta start saying Marcel more often, you know? All right. Time to dig deep. Time to dig for that fucking 20, man. All right.
those are loaded dice.
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna
Deep.
while he's swinging at Vratislav, I'm gonna try and find an opening and go in for the attack. All right, I didn't get the 20, but I got what is this? 22 to hit,
That hits.
but I only did 6 points of damage.
You see a lot of his armored limbs are starting to really take some serious damage. By the way, I just want the listeners to know when I rolled a 1 and a 2 for my initiative, nobody said poor me. My first 2 attacks.
Wait a minute.
All rolled
Wait a minute.
First 2 attacks were.
I
a
rolled
1
a
and
1. I rolled a 1. Eric rolled
These
a 1.
poor fucking cyborgs.
Cry me a river.
Rafu.
Yeah.
Cut that mic.
mic.
Rafu, from your one-eyed position.
One-eyed position, still not seeing these things going weighing out at his likes. He's just gonna
What
have
the
to.
fuck was that?
I don't know.
Let's go back to the top.
That speech just get inhibited, or
let's-
what the fuck?
Have a stroke.
Let's rewind. Let's rewind and try that one.
I don't even understand what you just said.
Was that
It's
even
awesome.
English? I don't know.
Guy understands like 3 languages but can't speak one.
It's because they all get jumbled up.
I think my dog understood that.
Oh god,
I thought I was hearing stuff.
No, I do that every once in a while.
dude! The entire
That
time,
happens more than once?
Yeah,
Holy
dude, I get
fuck.
like a southern
Just a
rant.
word jumble.
dude, that was
I get like
wild
a
ride.
southern like rant like no other every once in a while.
I had no idea where that was going the whole time.
Bag of Scrabble.
It was a fun ride, though.
Yeah. All right.
What are we going to do, Rob?
Sorry, go for it.
Turn over to 9-2, attacking recklessly. That's gonna hit. That's a 19 on the die.
All right. Tell me what you got, babe. Do it.
Babe.
Come on, babe.
That's dude.
This is Italian in me, man. Come on, babe.
14 points of damage.
14 points.
You're a good pig, babe.
You see that he has taken some damage as well. Ruby.
Ruby still dealing with this rage inside of her. I feel like this is like some pop song right now. Turns and casts flaming spear right next to the guy. Well, actually at him.
Which guy?
92.
How many attacks has this been?
for me?
Since you
This is our
this is
third-
like
Fourth?
This
fourth.
is fourth
Okay.
round.
Oh,
Right?
it is a-
Okay.
it
Add a
is
plus
fourth round.
5 to the roll on this
Oh.
one.
There is no roll.
Oh. Okay.
So,
Add plus 5.
So,
so that only
any
counts for,
creature
like, an
within 5 feet of the spear must make a dex saving throw. I'm going to hit him on his left side, so it's away from Rafu.
Okay, and he has to take disadvantage again. So we're doing that same thing again.
No, because this is flaming spear. So this is a
Flaming spear.
yes.
Not
It
like
is
the filet mignon, right?
5-foot diameter spear of fire that appeared in an occupied space of my choosing, and just lasts for as long as I keep my
So he has
concentration on
advantage,
it.
I guess.
So what am I doing? What do you want me to
You
do?
have advantage.
You have-
okay?
you have-
So
advantage.
you make a dexterity saving
Dex
throw.
save, okay.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, that passes.
Crap.
But he still takes half. So that will be 4 points. That half is 4 of fire damage.
Okay. It's definitely singeing him. You could smell these fibers burning. You smell like pieces of metal melting and oil kind of bubbling and cooking in his joints.
So he has to move because the spear doesn't, and for every turn that he's in that range, he'll be taking damage.
Okay.
Ooh, that is
114 has 2 targets in front of him. Again, 1, 2, 3 for Eldon. Vratislav. Actually, what he's going to do is he'll attack Eldon once, and then Vratislav next. Eldon,
Socialist.
Vratislav. Oh, yes, though. At least that hits.
God damn.
For 10 points of damage.
It's
Vratislav.
been a good one, boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss you.
I am going to swing back at 114 with my long sword and miss.
Shit.
Missed. Damn
Oh,
it.
no.
92 needs to move, and he will move towards the north 10 feet. So take your attack, Rafu.
Take it.
Yeah. With
Hey.
advantage?
Yeah, do it.
Advantage, do I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're still raging.
Recklessly.
fuck yeah.
Recklessly. Just attack.
Oh!
There it is.
There it is.
20.
The revenge.
Back it up.
Yeah.
14. Cover it?
Plus. Add some to that?
It's
or?
probably at least +5. So.
Okay, so you hit.
Yeah, so
So,
it'd be
max
20.
damage. Max damage.
So
You don't
yeah,
have to roll for that.
12.
Okay. Now roll for the second damage.
Another 12.
But you know what? There should still be more than the first 12, though, because there
That
should
should have
be a
been
bonus.
12 plus your strength.
Yeah.
So 12 plus my 12, so that's 24. That's 29. Plus
Okay,
my strength is
29.
plus 5.
So as it
I did math.
as 92
Hell yeah, dude.
attempts
Nailed it.
to move out of this flaming sphere to prevent himself from melting anymore, you catch him with Balls' axe and completely just shatter his shell of a body. You see nuts and bolts and oil and wire just fly all over the what do you call this fucking area?
Courtyard?
Courtyard.
I was going to say foyer.
Yeah.
That's if we were inside.
I was thinking
Fly all
awesome.
over the courtyard as he expires in front of you.
Take that, Tin Man.
Hopefully he was on
Eldon.
warranty, man.
Eldon, you hear this large explosion behind you.
Dude, cool guys don't look at explosions.
I'll be
So I'm gonna keep looking forward and
I need to walk up in the sunset.
swing overhead at 114. Shit, dude.
Oh, is that the same thing on each die?
Yeah, dude.
You're just
missed
a
it.
Jeez.
shield.
Damn.
Rafu.
I wish I was, but he's taking all the damage.
Rafu's going to join in all the fun. And
How?
And lay down with the dead bodies? Or
No. He's going to move.
You can walk past Vratislav and then he has space.
Yeah, can I squeeze between
Yeah, go,
Vratislav and...
go for it. I just got hit again, so I'm
Right here?
Yeah, I want to sandwich between and attacking recklessly.
Right in the robot's alley?
Yeah.
Oh
Double
my.
18.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
going to hit for sure.
Okay, give me some damage. So you're still in this fervor of battle as you bring Balls' axe down again and completely shatter this cyborg's shell as well.
I didn't even tell you what my damage was.
I don't have to know it, man. I see your dice is a 12. I know whatever you got going on, it's going to take it out. And it explodes in oil and wires and lights and all kinds of different conduit of things that you've never seen before.
Why is this coolant so sweet?
There's sugar in that motherfucker.
Like Ruby's still enveloped into this rage, still just kind of blinded by it, goes to send the spear towards the
Rafu?
towards the enemy that she thought was still there, but sees that he's no longer standing, and as it's heading towards them, makes it dissipate.
Okay. As this sphere of fire dissipates and you see that all of your enemies have been dispatched, you start to feel this overwhelming exhaustion seep into your body.
Do I feel like I'm going to pass out, or?
No, you just feel very weak at this point.
I go to just sit down.
Okay, as you sit down, I'm assuming next to the body, or what?
I just not even aware of my surroundings. Just what happened was just very strange, and odd, and never felt anything like that. She's not particularly wasn't an angry person. She never really had any issues, and so just the confusion in her head, and then the exhaustion. She just plops down with no aware of her surroundings.
As you crumple down, sit on your haunches, and kind of just look around at the courtyard, you see the oil and the little bursts of sparks and whatnot. Go ahead and make a perception check.
I gotta pick my favorite die. That'd be 16.
16. As your eyes look across the courtyard, you see the dead bodies all about you, and you see that there appears to be something sticking out of one of the dead bodies.
I slowly...
It looks like a piece of paper.
I slowly get up, walk over towards it, and grab the piece of paper.
Okay, as you unroll this thing, the scroll, your eyes glance over it, and in the paper it says the description of each one of you.
It's a cool trophy.
Is it like a wanted poster, or?
It's very similar, as though be on the lookout for these 4 people.
I turn to the group and I say, "It looks like we're being hunted. Check it out."
Yeah, that's why we're
You know where you can check it out, right? On rollthehard20.com.
Look, I would have put $5 on.
And our brand new Instagram.
When you open up the scroll, I thought you would have said, when you open the scroll, but it says, catch us next week. I would have put $5 on that.
But that is where we are going to end this session next week.
Damn, the sketch artist
For
didn't even
next
get
week.
my picture
Until next
right.
week.
Until next week.
Until next
We're
week.
not ending the session next week.
No.
What?
You said we're going to end the session next week.
Oh.
You said, and this is where we end the session next week.
Until next week.
Until next week.
We hit into the
Tune in.
time machine, so
Tune
we
in
went
next
forward.
There's so many
Next week,
bloopers in this
Wednesday,
one.
Thursday.
If you haven't stopped already.
I'm gonna. Jessica and lead us in.
I forgot.
Oh my God, we're
Dude,
only
it's
on
a-
episode 34.
It's a really short intro. Here, welcome to the Roll the Hard 20 podcast.
No,
Wait,
it's-
that was my line.
That's wrong. It's not roll. It's not the roll the hard 20. It's just roll the hard 20 podcast.
Wait, did I say Roll the Hard 20 podcast?
You said
I have no idea.
The roll.
Welcome to the.
I was going to say,
Hey,
these
welcome
sounds...
to the.
But if
Welcome
the
to Roll
roll-
the Hard 20 podcast.
We skipped the articles.
There you go. Have another cigarette there.